Pop out the chat. All right. So, what did you guys think? Game 5, what happened? Was it as simple as LeBron and Kyrie went off, or was it the Warriors really needed Draymond? I'm of the opinion that why can't it be both? I predicted the Warriors to win tonight. Obviously, I was wrong. Still a great game. And what happened was I said, in my video, if you didn't see it, my game 5 prediction video, I said, hey, if LeBron goes off, if Kyrie goes off, the Cleveland can win. And look, if you predicted the Cavs to win, it's just a guess. You don't know. You never know. And you could only make hypotheses or predictions based on what you know. Some people don't do that. Some people just make predictions blindly and they say, oh, I hate the Warriors and the Cavs are going to win. Or, oh, the Cavs are garbage, so the Warriors are going to win. That's not the case. The reason why so many people had the Warriors winning tonight, even without Draymond, was because the Cavs have not proved that they could win in Oracle up until tonight. And when you're just making a guess, you can only look back at the facts. And the facts showed that Cleveland had a good chance of losing tonight. But that doesn't mean or guarantee that they would have lost, because obviously they won. And they played great. Well, their two stars played great. LeBron James, 41 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. I mean, seriously, that was he almost had a 5x5, guys, which is like the holy grail of statistical performances. Then you had Kyrie, 41, 6 assists, 2 steals, and he shot 17 of 24. Ridiculous. Only 2 free throws for Kyrie. So, I mean, that's just balling. On the other side of the floor, Klay Thompson, 37, Curry, 25, Iguodala, 15. Literally nothing else. After Iguodala's 15, the next leading scorer was Sean Livingston, who went 3 of 7, was a minus 16. He had 7 points. And then you have Harrison Barnes, 2 for 14, 1 for 6 from 3, 5 points, only 5 rebounds. That's unacceptable. Well, it's not unacceptable. It's just, it's hard to win a game like that. And obviously, it's tough when you're a team that has been healthy all year and all you know is the way you've been playing. And, then you lose one of your key guys who has been there for all 88 wins of the season. And so we might have underestimated the impact of Draymond Green. But at the end of the day, the Warriors' defense was absolutely terrible. If they tighten up their defense, they still could have won this game. Are we surprised that the Cavs won? Yeah, a little bit. I mean, that was the first time ever 2 teammates on the same team scored 41 points each in the NBA Finals. That was a first. We literally watched a first. So, I mean, you can never predict something like that. You can't predict a one of a kind performance like that. So, I mean, for the people who are saying that Curry played like garbage, yes, Curry did not play as good as he used to, or is what we're used to seeing. But he was a minus 6. And Klay Thompson, who scored 37 points, was a minus 21. So, I mean, did Curry play garbage? No, I don't think he didn't play good. I'm not saying he played good, but you guys are saying like he got destroyed and he plays like garbage and stuff like that. I don't think it's true. He should have, could have, probably would have played better if Draymond was there. But I mean, he got open looks. He missed a lot, 5 for 14 from three. One thing that I thought Curry didn't do was drive to the hole. He rarely did it. He got 4 free throws. And he just was relying on a 3-point shot. I thought a lot of Warriors did that. And Barnes relied on it too much. Iggy relied on it too much. And look at the numbers. Iggy, 1 for 4 from three. Barnes, 1 for 6 from three. Curry, 5 for 14. Those aren't good numbers at all. And so they relied on the 3-ball too much, in my opinion. Now, Kevin Love, 1 for 5, 33 minutes, only 2 points. So what? Who cares? They won convincingly, 112-97. Who cares how he played? They didn't need him. They had Kyrie and LeBron going for 40 plus. Big ups to those two guys, especially Kyrie, who looked like he was Uncle Drew. I mean, don't reach, young blood. Uncle Drew will catch you. You reach, I teach. That's you can't. It does. And for the people who are saying that Kyrie killed Curry, Kyrie had one of those nights, and LeBron, that it doesn't matter who's guarding them. They're killing whoever's guarding them. You put Jimmy Butler on Kyrie tonight, still getting 41. I mean, the stuff he was putting up was contested great, and he just was making it. So, I mean, that's just what it is. I'm taking a look. Let's see. Dre God 42 says Curry didn't get destroyed. He was just ineffective, which for unanimously MVP, that's unacceptable. I think you mean unanimous MVP. That's unacceptable. Look, I don't think unacceptable is the right word. Because he wasn't guarding Kyrie all the time. Disappointing, absolutely. But we weren't saying this about LeBron James, who was technically another unanimous MVP if it wasn't for that guy in New York, you know what I mean, who voted for Carmelo, like whatever. But another guy who's technically unanimous MVP, we weren't saying that he was unacceptable in games 1 and 2 or 4 or whatever, look, you're not going to have stellar nights every night. I think Jordan only scored. I might be wrong here. I didn't look up the stats, but I think the most he scored in the finals in 96 was 26, which isn't amazing. I mean, Curry's sitting here with 25 points, one less. I'm not making excuses because the Cavaliers absolutely killed the Warriors. Let me take a look at this at the team stats here. 53% field goal percentage. The Warriors, 36. Why? Well, part of it's missing shots. Another part of it is they missed probably their best playmaker in Draymond. So he wasn't able to create shots. How about this comment here? Ishan Joshi. Curry's not even the most valuable. He's the most outstanding. But LeBron virtually most valuable every year. Well, if you take LeBron away from the Cavs, they're not as good, but they still have Kyrie and Love, all-star caliber players who put up ridiculous numbers. So virtually most valuable, like you're saying, Damian Lillard. You take Damian Lillard away, you have a maybe borderline all-star and CJ McCollum and nothing else. So he's pretty valuable. Paul George. Take away Paul George from the Pacers, they got nothing. They don't even make the playoffs. You take away Anthony Davis from the Pelicans, they might not even win 20 games. He's probably the most valuable. Take LeBron away from Cleveland, they probably win 45 games. Easy. Okay. Hi, my name is Fam. Says, I think the Warriors made up for Draymond missing on defense with what they were doing on the offense, but Bogut going down definitely made an impact. Sure. But I think what made an impact was that the Warriors shot 42 threes and shot 33%. Yes, the Warriors are a great shooting team, but 42 threes? I mean, Do the math. What is that? 42 times 3. They thought they were going to score 126 points off threes alone. In what world is that even possible? 42 threes. They were forcing threes. They were going for the home run play. They were at home at Oracle. I don't really blame them because it's a closeout game. You want to close out in amazing fashion, but no, it's 42 threes. Not good. Not good at all. Let's see here. Tyler Peacock's asking how badly is Bogut hurt? Here's the thing. The guy I watched the game with, my friend, my roommate, actually, he cuts Andrew Bogut's hair. He works at a high-end salon in Walnut Creek. Bogut lives in Walnut Creek. He cuts Andrew Bogut's hair. And he's really close friends with Bogut and his wife. And Mike, my roommate's name, who's friends with Bogut and his wife, texted Bogut's wife or girlfriend. I forget if they're married. I think they're married. And Bogut's, I think it's just a sprain. It's just a sprain. No big deal. Nothing structural. Whether he'll be able to go in game 6, I'm not too sure. But he's a little not fragile, but you know, when you're a big guy like that, your injuries are definitely quantified. A knee sprain with like Kyrie is different with Bogut. There's just more pounds there to be compensated for. So yeah, nothing structural. Okay. Brian 12ish says Kyrie and LeBron, quotations. Is y'all finished or y'all done? Don't know what that means, Brian. If you would like to contribute to the conversation, that'd be great. A Money, classic. A Money. Warriors don't even play basketball. They just shoot threes. Nothing else. It's annoying to watch on the opposing side and Verjao flopping. Well, there's a lot of guys on the Cavaliers who flop, including LeBron. I'm not here to say it's bad or whatever, but if you're complaining about it, that's what happens. Also, the Warriors don't even play basketball. They just shoot threes. Well, you know what else has the number 3 in it? The amount of wins they won. So, I mean, if it was that easy or that bad, then a lot of teams would do it. But, you know, whatever. Brian 12ish says, Kyrie says, put some respect on my game. I don't think anyone was bashing Kyrie. It's technically his first finals. The one finals game he did play last year, he played very well. And he's scored 30 points straight in 3 games this finals. So I think there was already respect there. I think the respect came from the defensive end, which people wanted more from him. And he definitely showed that he could do that tonight. So, yeah. I mean, Hector Olivares says Kyrie's better than Curry. I mean, to each his own. Tonight he was, but I'm not sure Kyrie could do what Curry did all season long on a 73-win team. I don't have any evidence to support that, but you also don't have any evidence to refute that. So there's that. Okay. So let's talk about the chat room. Ramon Villalobos says, haha, Jaron, both of those things are references to a Birdman interview. I know what respect is on Birdman, and I know who Birdman is. It's just that he's not relevant. So, yeah. Okay, so Marco Gore says, LeBron shouldn't have been booed for the Draymond Green incident. Marco, I think he was booed because LeBron was complaining about Draymond using the B word to him. And LeBron knows very well that that word is used pretty much every night in the NBA. And I think there's kind of a unspoken rule in the NBA where you just don't complain about that kind of stuff. And he did. And a lot of players, former players around the league were complaining about that on social media. And so I think that's why he got booed. Not booed for stepping over Draymond or whatever, or retaliating, but booed for complaining about what Draymond was doing. I mean, so yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, see, Assy McGee saying, why did LeBron snitch? Exactly. It was like a snitch move. We come on, the B word. I mean, I call my girlfriend that when we're playing around, like, come on, you bish. Like everyone does that. I grew up with a friend who called his brother that every day. It's not even a big deal. You know what I mean? So I just Gary the B69 says they give fines for that word in the NFL. Well, welcome to the NBA. This is the NBA. Different game. Totally. Okay, so Caleb Morales says, what do you think about Clay's dad saying LeBron would not survive back then? That's a get off my line or get off my lawn type thing. Of course LeBron would have survived back then. It's ridiculous. Of course Curry would have survived back then. Of course Dame would have survived back then. Of course CP3 would have survived back then. Of course DeMarcus would have survived back then. All of these guys would have survived back then. It's true. It's just that the league is making these guys look soft by, emphasizing technicals, giving technicals and flagrants for stuff that isn't really technicals or flagrants. It's not these guys' fault. They're playing the game. They're following the rules, and the referees are doing the same thing. So, I mean, it's ridiculous to think that guys like the ones that are playing now wouldn't survive in older eras. It's really uncalled for. Okay. Dan Paugen says, I think Barnes had a huge impact on the Warriors' loss. 2 for 14, missed 5 wide open shots in crunch time. Curry didn't do too bad, and Clay did pretty well. Yeah, Barnes was definitely big. But you know what? Draymond passes to Barnes in the corner a lot. And I talked about it earlier that they really missed Draymond's playmaking. And I think Barnes did too. Yeah, he had 4 wide open shots, and there's really no excuse for that. But yeah, if he would have played better, it would have been a different game. Okay, so I want to ask you guys, what did you think of the officiating of the game? I'm going to let the chat room sizzle about that for a little bit while I give you some stats. So what did you think about the officiating of Game 5? The free throw numbers are pretty even. The Cavs, 23. The Warriors, 26. The fouls were right on it, 22 to 21. So Marco Gora says too many missed calls. William Mercado, who knows, says trash. Pio Lorenzo Perez says it was all right, talking about the officiating. 15 Cine says it was just decent like any other game. Pio Lorenzo Perez says, I think it was fair in his opinion, he says. Elvis Merlino says many missed calls. Let's see here. Too much reviewing. Ian Dub says they said it was good. I thought it was hot garbage. Joe De Mesa says, Mesa says reffing was fine. Hi, my name is Fawn says the officiating was all over the place since the start of the series. Dan Paugen says, what does Dan Paugen says? There were missed calls and bad calls, but fouls and free throws were evened out at the end. So BS on both sides. Okay, so Dre God, I'm beginning to think you're just a hater. So be careful before you get put on timeout. We have the power to do that. A Money says terrible refs. They called everything, and Kyrie was not out of bounds. What were they looking at? It makes the game boring. It's the playoffs. Here's my thoughts on the officiating. I thought it was terrible on both sides. Terrible. And here's the thing. I'm not sure. I'm not sitting here telling you personally don't understand, but a lot of people on social media don't understand how refs, if they do fix games or if they I don't want to say fix games because I don't think they're fixing games, but the way they officiate, it's not calls at the end of the game. Okay. It's not Alex with a really long name says it was actually better than previous games. I sorely disagree. It was one of the worst officiated games I've seen. Here's the thing. It's not about missed calls. It's not about wrong calls. It's not about calls in the last 2 minutes getting missed or calling the wrong ones or whatever. That's not what it's about. Bad officiating really is, how are they officiating the game to start it? Because that will affect the rest of the game. And I thought the way the referees, Mark Davis, Monty McCutcheon, and whoever else there was, but Mark Davis is one of the worst refs in the league. He's like the least popular ref in the NBA, voted by the players, says, I think how they officiated the game in the beginning was very touchy. They tried to control the game too much. They didn't let these guys play, and that affected the rest of the game. I mean, look, the score was 112-97. That's a pretty high scoring game, which makes you believe that there wasn't a lot of defense. Why wasn't there a lot of defense, especially on the Warriors side of the ball? Because they officiated the game so touchy that these guys weren't allowed to play physical or tough defense. That's just a fact. And so that's what I didn't like about the officiating, was that they called too much in the beginning, and it affected the rest of the game. If you look at that fadeaway jumper that Kyrie got off on Clay, and he got the and one, and Kyrie celebrated and said, "Let's go," and gave all his teammates zap, that was a phantom call. That was just the worst. That was not a good call. But on the same side of things, that out of bounds call that Kyrie didn't get was very bad. He wasn't out of bounds. And so, yeah, there was bad officiating on both sides. And it affected the game. And it wasn't the game that we should have got as fans we deserve, and as those players deserve to play. It was a game that was really controlled by the refs in the worst way possible. So, yeah. Mike Collard says refs are wrong a lot, but they're human. Yeah, it's not about being right or wrong, missing a call or making the right one. It's going to happen, but it's the calls you do make in the beginning of the game is how you officiate the game. And both sides of the ball were poorly officiated, and they tried to control the game too much. When a ref tries to control the game too much, it affects the way it's played, and we saw that. The Warriors weren't getting calls getting towards the basket, so they didn't drive as much, which is why they shot 42 threes. Now, that's not the only reason why they shot 42 threes, but it's definitely one of them. When you're a player and you're driving in, you're not getting calls, you don't want to drive in anymore. You want to shoot threes. Okay, and then on the other side of the ball, the Cavs got to, the butt end of things, because they kept reviewing stuff. And I mean, J.R. Smith, that wasn't even near a flagrant. Varejao was flopping all over the place. So they were, besides Kyrie and LeBron, the other guys couldn't really play well. J.R. Smith, 10 points. Okay, 3 for 9. He shot only 2 threes. But look at the other guys. Besides LeBron or Kyrie, 6 points, 2 points, 8 points. These guys couldn't play the way they wanted to. And it worked out for the Cavs because Kyrie and LeBron had fantastic nights. So, I mean, the officiating was absolutely terrible. But, there's not much you could do, really. Okay, so let's see. Elim Diaz says the Warriors are still going to win next game. What do you guys think? Do you think the Warriors close out in Cleveland game 6? Do they have a real chance at winning game 6? I don't know, honestly. I think it depends on how the game is officiated on the road, and how well Kyrie could keep playing, because we expect greatness from LeBron. We expect the 40-point, 16 rebound night from LeBron. Kyrie, we don't expect 41 points from Kyrie. We don't. We expect, 26, 30 points. But 41, we don't expect that. He's capable, yes, but we're not expecting him in a closeout game, must-win situation. Kyrie, you got to score 40. We say that about LeBron. So, Ruthless Bone says, Geronman, if you know about basketball, answer this. Who got better handles, Steph or Kyrie? Well, Ruthless, I think that they both have fantastic handles. I think they have different handles. I think Kyrie has flashier handles, while I think Steph has more effective handles. Kyrie's faster, quicker, and has more, again, flashier moves. But Steph has more calculated and effective moves. They're both fantastic. Is one better than the other? I don't know. All I know is that they both have amazing handle, and I would put those two guys at the top of the NBA, 1A and 1B, as the best handles in the entire NBA. So, yeah. Um, okay, let's see here. Um, Uncle Drew says, Uncle Drew, I mean, let's wonder what he's going to say. No, because I think LeBron finally understands he needs to be aggressive as he has to win and not be as passive as before, I think is what you're trying to say. Yeah, he wasn't passive tonight. He played good. What I did think was interesting was he totally deferred to Kyrie Irving late in the third and in the fourth quarter. He said, Kyrie, here's the ball, do your thing. And Kyrie killed it. Interesting. And I think we should applaud LeBron for that. We should applaud LeBron for giving the ball to Kyrie and letting Kyrie do his thing. The same way I think we should applaud Steph for not really forcing a lot of stuff, because I'm sure it's bothering him that he's probably not going to win Finals MVP if the Warriors win, and he could totally be forcing stuff. And if you're going to say that he forced it tonight, well, all the Warriors forced it tonight. It just happened to work for one guy, and that one guy was Klay Thompson. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's see the comment section. Uh um Okay, well. Okay, hi, my name is Francis. LeBron tonight was the LeBron that should have been there since the beginning. Yeah, I agree. Totally. I think that's a lot of people's problem with LeBron is that he doesn't do that every night. And it's not about putting up stats every night, right? It's about seeing the competitiveness every night. Tonight, you saw LeBron be so competitive. You saw it. He had the eye of the tiger. Oh, okay. In Boston in that game 6 when they were down 3-2, you saw it. Eye of the tiger. Focus. LeBron on a mission. Kobe every night. Didn't matter who they were playing. Michael every night. Didn't matter who they were playing. You know, same way. These guys determine every night. Didn't matter who they were playing. That's people's problem with LeBron. And it doesn't mean putting up stats. You could put up like 22 points, not that great, effective, but not amazing. But just the competitiveness every night, trying hard, every defensive rotation, every play you play like it's your last. Every game you play like it's your last. That's a quote from Michael. That's what people's problem is with LeBron, is that doesn't show up every night, and it sometimes look like he's passive. So yeah. Okay. Ruthless Bone says, Drama, what do you think about Verjao? He was flopping so many times. That's his job. LeBron flops a lot. Well, that's the league now, and it's the league. The reason why so many guys are flopping is because the league rewards it. If the league didn't reward it, you wouldn't see flopping. Think of it like this. You go to the park in a not so nice neighborhood. They don't reward flopping. If you flop, you don't get the ball back. If you flop, you don't play the next game. So guess what? You don't flop. The league, the NBA, rewards flopping, which is why so many guys do it. Everyone in the league flops. Everyone. Draymond, LeBron, Kyrie, Love, Verjao, Paul George, James Harden, Dwight Howard, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. Every single one of them flops because the league rewards it. Okay. And they say, oh, we fine it. Oh, well, stop calling foul on the dudes. The fine comes after, in retrospect, but not during the game. And these guys could care less about a $5,000 fine. What they care about is getting the call while they're playing the game because they're trying to win. Okay. Let's see here. Alex, I'm gonna try to attempt your name, Alex. Alex Drzviniakov says, hard to be 6'8", 255 and be a beast every game. I'm maybe not understanding what you're saying, Alex, but what I think you're saying is just not true. You're 6'8", 255. You should be a beast every day. and you're fast. You should be a beast every day. It's not hard to be a beast every day when you're 6'8", 255. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, so let's see here. Assy McGee says, why wasn't the threes hitting for Golden State today? I thought they rushed a lot of threes. I mean, again, they shot 42 threes. That's rushing it. Really? You thought you were going to score 126 points on just threes? I mean, get real. I mean, come on. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Next game, Joe Hauser says next game is going to be the hardest for the Warriors. Cavs at home, LeBron and Kyrie rolling. What makes you think that? They closed out game 6 last year in Cleveland. And guys, remember, the Warriors literally didn't have one of their top 3 guys. Okay, so I thought it was, I was part of it. I thought they were still going to win without him. But in retrospect, I think we underestimated the impact of Draymond Green and how hard of a task it is to win without that guy. So that's my thoughts about that. Austin Richards says, do you think Kyrie and LeBron could carry this team through the finals? Absolutely. They're transcendent talent. Kyrie's amazing. LeBron, one of the best top 10 of all time. Of course they could carry it out. It's just a matter of fact of, based on their record this season, previous season, what they have done so far in this playoffs, you have to make a guess based on those facts if they can. So far, you still have to favor the Warriors on those facts, but based on last night, yeah, certainly possible. They showed you that yes, they can win, and they can carry this Cavs team to the promised land. Okay, so Alex says, I understand flopping, but this fool Verjao was a clown. Alex, you don't understand. Verjao's flopping against the opposition, whereas LeBron, if you remember in Toronto, flopped because of his own teammate hitting him. I don't know about you, but I know which one's more foolish. Okay. James 2134 says, was LeBron setting up the tone important in this game? You know what's interesting? Watching the game, I thought that the Cavs slowed down a little bit. They didn't play extremely slow like they did last year when they just had LeBron, but they didn't play as fast as rushed as they were in the previous games. But here's the interesting thing, is that they ended up with 28 fast break points. Now, offensive tempo has nothing to do with fast break points. That's what your defense has to do with it. And I thought they played tremendous on defense. Every guy switched, and the guy who had a mismatch, whether it was Thompson on Clay or Thompson on Curry, the switch man who had a technical mismatch played extremely well. You got to give the Cavs credit for that effort, because that's what defense comes down to, effort. Sometimes better offense just plays fantastic defense, because once you put the ball up, there's nothing the defense can do. But it's trying hard is the thing. And I thought the rotations were much tighter. The communication on defense for the Cavs was much better. Okay, so Dan Paugen says the only thing is that LeBron and Kyrie were scoring 90% of ISO situations, which won't happen every game. Warriors defense was lackluster, but offense was not that bad, just missing good shots. Well, I don't agree with that number, 90%. It was probably more like 65%. The reason, I mean, yeah, it was a lot of ISOs, but there's a difference between like ISOs and then like setting pick and rolls and then scoring off those. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Zach Karbowski, awesome name, says, how do you feel about both teams missing a key part of their team tonight? Who are the Cavs missing? If you're talking about Love, they weren't missing him because they had him. But I talked about it earlier, Zach. I thought we underestimated the impact of Draymond Green. I did still think that they were going to win tonight, the Warriors, without Draymond. But looking back, that might have been an ill-advised prediction, because he definitely had in absence in tonight's game. Brandon Hamilton, do you think LeBron could keep hitting his jump shots? Sure, we saw it in Miami. Why not? Of course he can. He's one of the best players in the league, top 2. Cameron Buckley says, opinion on the Haka Thompson. Tristan Thompson. I don't like the Haka strategy, but I don't like how we're trying to change the rules just because of like 4 guys. Learn to make your free throws. Chris Webber was a terrible free throw shooter when he came into the league. By the end of his career, he was like a 77% free throw shooter. So just make your free throws. I don't like that they're changing the rules, but that doesn't mean I have to like the strategy. I just want to see these guys play basketball. Doesn't mean we should change the rule, though, for a couple guys. Okay, so Jonathan Joseph says, LeBron surprisingly got a lot of chase down blocks today. What did you think about the chase down blocks? Well, that's his calling card. It's great. But I mean, yeah, his effort on defense was much better today. That's what I think. Okay, Austin Richards says, oh, well, we already answered that, Austin. The answer is yes. I want to address this real quick. Luke says, why are the Curry 2 lows getting so much hate? I have no idea. They're white on white sneakers. Where was the hate about the white on white Air Force Ones? Just because a drug dealer used to wear the Air Force Ones, Jay-Z, that made it cool. But now that Curry, this man of God who has, a wife, 2 kids, and comes from an American family and grew up in a good neighborhood, wears white on white sneakers, and they're his name on it, they're not cool. I don't get it. They're white on white sneakers. White on white Huarache, same colorway. People love those. I don't get the hate that the Curry 2 lows are getting. Yet the KD 8s don't get any hate at all. Those look like a hot mess. Ian Dub says, no hate on Air Forces. Just saying. That's what I'm saying. White on white Air Forces don't get hate, but white on white Curry 2s get hate when they're the same colorway. I didn't see the hate on the Curry 2 lows and the other colorways like this, so it's not about the silhouette and the Curry 2 as a model. It's about the colorway with the Curry 2. And I just don't understand the hate. It's stupid. Ruthless Bone says, it's simple. The Under Armour shoes have always been trash. That's why they're getting roasted. But it is what it is. Well, that shows me, Ruthless, you haven't played in any Under Armour sneakers. They perform just as good, and they have probably the best value on the market today. That will be changing soon because the Nike and Adidas are adjusting their prices to Under Armour. And yes, it's to Under Armour. But not all Under Armour shoes are trash. Every company has some trash shoes. That's just a fact. The KD8 Elites are trash. The Under Armour blank is trash, but not all of them are. So, yeah. Okay. So, one more thing I want to ask you guys about Game 6. I want you guys to make your predictions. Who do you think is going to win Game 6? And if Cleveland wins Game 6, Ruthless Bone says, Dramon, I never said they weren't a good performance shoe. I meant the style, because people nowadays wear jeans and stuff. That's their perception. Ruthless Bones, you said Under Armour shoes are trash, which means that they're trash and not good, which is a fair assumption. You would say they weren't good performers, but I mean, the new Crazy Lights aren't really a nice design either, but I don't see people trashing those. So I'm just confused at the whole thing. Nightwing's in here. Yep, Nightwing is in here. Nightwing didn't watch the second half of the game. He had basketball. So let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. Ian Dub says the Warriors are winning. The OG Fresh says Cavs for Game 6. Interesting. Okay. So let's see. Pio Lorenzo Perez says Cavs. Assy McGee says Cavs barely win Game 6. Golden State takes Game 7. NBA happy for extra 2 games. Interesting. Uh, I think Game 6 is 100% unpredictable. Look, I appreciate you guys. You're saying Golden State Game 6. Cavs win Game 6. I get it. I get it, especially if they're your teams and you're rooting for them. But I think it's naive to think that we know what's going to happen. Because like we saw tonight, comes down to officiating and whether shots are dropping or not. I think both teams have a very good chance of winning Game 6. I could see a situation where the Cavs win. I could see a situation where the Warriors win. I could see a situation where the Warriors blow out the Cavs. I could also see a situation where the Cavs blow out the Warriors. Both teams can win Game 6. Who do I think's going to win Game 6? I hate to say it, but I think the Cavs win Game 6. I think they have a lot of confidence right now. But again, that's what I said about Oklahoma in their Game 6. So I don't know. Anything can happen, literally. I think it's 50-50. Ian Dubs, I think you learned this from me. He said, it's 50-50 really, but if you put a gun to my head, I go with Dubs. I always say, put a gun to my head and then pick. So shout out to you, Ian. Aviator, read this comment, Jared. There you go. Jamie Gonzalez says, I think the Cavs will blow out the Doves. Like I said, I could see that happening, but I want to get your take. Why and how do you think the Cavs will blow out the Doves? I'm interested to see that. Hi, my name is Fam says, if LeBron carries the style of play he had tonight, the Cavs Game 6 is the Cavs to take. Well, last year he had a ton of games like the one he had tonight. The difference was that he has Kyrie now doing like the same performance. So that's the difference. LeBron can score 40 tomorrow and still lose, or not tomorrow, the day after, and still lose. Because as we saw last year, he had these types of performances and lost. So, yeah. Jamie Gonzalez says Cavs will blow them out by Hustle D. Yeah. Ride the home crowd. Totally plausible. X10 Cooper says Kyrie is the best option to lead the team. Well, I don't agree with that. LeBron is the best option to lead the team. It's true. Okay, so Ramon Blah Lobo says, Jaren, how possible is it for LeBron to have a similar game with Draymond guarding him with Iggy? I expect LeBron to have the same type of stat line. I don't expect Kyrie to have the same type of stat line. I don't expect Love to have the same kind of stat line that he had tonight. But I think no one can stop LeBron. I think the guy who stops LeBron is himself. So I think he could legit score 30 points every night if he wanted to. Ian Dub says Cavs will get blown out because they'll ask Delly to carry him. I don't agree. Dramon, do you think certain games are rigged just to make a profit out of going to Game 7? I want to address this. Do you guys think the NBA is rigged? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on if the NBA is rigged or not. But I want to make a prediction for Game 6, put a gun to my head. Oh, man. The Warriors. Look, the Warriors are really good. They're a historic team. And I think we underestimated Draymond and we could overreact to today's game because he's probably their best defender. And so where we could overreact to, the Cavs look good now. But remember, the Warriors didn't have one of their top 3 players. So here we go. About the NBA is rigged. I'm seeing yes, 100% NBA is rigged. Yes. NBA is not rigged. Yes. The NBA is legit. 100% it is rigged in my opinion. NBA is rigged. I'm telling you, there will be Game 7. The NBA is rigged. The NBA is semi-rigged. The Lakers versus Kings series was a prime example. Andy Cruz, you know what's a prime example about why the Kings lost that game? Lawrence Vanderbilt, Vlade Divac, and Scott Pollard trying to guard Shaq. That's why they lost the game. No, but it was a money grab suspending Draymond Green. I'm seeing a lot of yeses, a couple no's, but mainly yeses that the NBA is rigged. Here's my thoughts on if the NBA is rigged or not. Kind of. I think the NBA tries to get results that they want to see. Suspending Draymond, I think that had something to do with it. The way they told the officials to referee this game in the beginning is a form of rigging. I honestly believe that. But here's the thing. The officials can officiate the game however the NBA wants them to. The NBA can suspend whatever players they want to, but it's not a guarantee they get the result they want. Because at the end of the day, the NBA doesn't make these guys make or miss shots. It's up to the players. Do you guys understand that? If the NBA says, hey, we want the Cavs to win this, they're talking to the refs. Hey, refs, we want the Cavs to win this. Do everything in your power to win, make sure the Cavs win this game. Yes, they could do that, but they didn't. They can't make Kyrie score 41 points, go 5 for 7 from threes. It's just impossible. They don't put the ball in the hoop. There isn't a remote control that puts the ball in the hoop or puts the ball off track to miss. So, yeah, I'm sure the NBA tries to get the results that they want. That's good business. Game 7 is good business for the league. But at the end of the day, they can't make these guys make or miss shots. So, look, Kyrie can have all the calls going up against him. He could still win the game. Steph could get all the calls going for him. He could still lose the game. That's what I think the NBA is like. I think they try to get the results they want to get, but it's never a guarantee. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. When and if it did work for them in a certain game, that's up for you guys to decide. I think the NBA didn't try to rig the Lakers and Kings. I think that they did want a game 7, but they didn't rig game 7. This game, I think they wanted to elongate the series. Obviously, the Draymond suspension had to do with that. The way the refs were officiating the beginning of the game had to do with that. But at the end of the day, even with those two factors, Draymond being suspended and the refs giving ticky-tack fouls in the beginning, changing the way both teams play defense, the Warriors could have still won this game, and the Cavs still could have lost this game. It just didn't work out that way. So that's what I think about the NBA being rigged. I wish Mike drop. I don't want to drop my mic. It's expensive, and it's not that type of mic to drop. Esteban, what up? The chat's saying what up to you. Want to come over here? He's chilling, guys. He don't want to come over here. But yeah, I want to wrap up this chat at the top of the hour. I don't want to leave it too long. Vintran 808 Chi. But if you guys have any remaining questions on the game 5 and this series as a whole, let me know in the chat room. Make sure you type my name. It's easier for me to read like that. Yeah. Anything you guys want to know? Again, this show's about you guys, a little bit about what I think, but mainly about what you guys. Nightwing says, if China can control the weather, then the NBA can make a player miss a shot. That's not true, Nightwing. But yes, it is true that China can control the weather. I got a little story for you guys. Nightwing and I were invited to the Anta KT1 event that was held here in San Francisco. All week, it was raining, pouring rain, crappy weather, all week. And the days leading up to the event planners were like, oh, yeah, we don't know if the event's going to happen because the event was going to be outside, right? There was going to be a basketball court outside. They were going to set up the shoe and the chick from 2K and all that. It was an outside event, and they were just kind of concerned, yeah, we don't know if the weather's going to be up to par or whatever. And remember, Ants is a Chinese company. Crappy weather. I'm telling you, crappy weather all week. But the day of the event, most beautiful day I've ever seen in the Bay. I shit you not. Not clear skies, sunny, not a drop of rain. I seriously, yes, the weather control machine is real, and I think China owns it. That's my story. But yes, China makes everything, including the weather. So chemtrails aren't true, though. Global warming isn't true either. So yeah, X10 Cooper says back to game 7 or game 6. Dramon, don't you agree Kyrie is the best option scoring wise for the Cavs? No, LeBron is. You can shut Kyrie down more easily than you can shut down LeBron. Simple. Kyrie just so happened to be on tonight. Let's see. Bogut out. Warriors are done. Wow. Never thought anyone would say that. Jaron, do you think Steve Kerr should have called more plays for Thompson? No. No. They don't really call plays. They just run flow, motion, and stuff like that. And that's a lot of reads. Calling plays isn't really the Warriors style because they want a free flowing style and they built them on IQ. It makes them less predictable, a little faster. Calling plays slows things down and limits your options, whereas read, flows, and motion offenses with reads have a lot more possibilities. So no, I don't think that Kerr should have played more or called more plays for Thompson. Let's see here. Axel 3. Yes, I love Livingston poster. That was a legit poster for real. Absolutely. Hi, my name is Fam says, I wouldn't say Bogut being out is definitely a loss. I agree. Yeah, I don't think Bogut being out is like, yep, the Warriors are done. Bogut's out. Kevin says, Draymond, Spates or Azili if Bogut is out? Neither. Draymond starts at the 5, Iggy, Barnes, Clay, Curry. That's the starting lineup you go with. You punch the Cavs in the nose. You keep Tristan off the boards, even if that means fouling him. Send Harrison Barnes to do that. I wouldn't be surprised if Livingston starts, but yeah. Okay. Brad Dean says, Jerron, if the Warriors lose, what does that mean for their 73-9 record? I don't think it hurts the record because it's winning 73 games is like near impossible, and they did it. I think it hurts their comparisons when you're comparing them to other great teams like the Bulls or the 86 Boston Celtics. You know, like it hurts their comparison to them. But as just a record, hey, we won 73 games in one season. I don't think it's hurts it a lot. All right. Trend Perfect says, how good is Curry really when he rarely shows up in big time games? Well, he showed up in. Look, this wasn't a must-win game, Trend Perfect, for the Warriors. It wasn't. Neither was last game, game 4, but it was more of a must-win game than game 5 for the Warriors, and Curry showed up then. So that was a big game, and Curry showed up. And Curry didn't show up in game 3. Again, not a big game. Games 2, not a big game. Games 1, not a big game. They didn't need him. They blew them out. So I don't really agree with your assessment of where he rarely shows up in big-time games because he showed up in game 4. And in that Blazers series, I believe it was game 4. Or was it game 5? I think it was game 4. He showed up in that game too, where it wasn't a must-win, but it was like, you know, more of a must-win than the game following after. Okay. Let's see here. Jaron. Who is more important to the Cavs in Game 5, Kyrie or LeBron? Probably Kyrie, but LeBron is the one that needs to set the tone and needs to be the first option. Okay. Remember, I'm ending this live stream at the top of the hour, 11 o'clock. So get your questions in. Here's an interesting one. Ruthless Bones says, if Steph signed with Nike and made a championship for two-peat, they would have been more profit than Under Armour. I'm not sure what you're saying, but I think Under Armour is making a lot of money right now, like $3 billion in the last quarter or something like that, which is a lot of money. And plus, Nike's a bigger company than Under Armour and just scale and size. So they're going to make more money than Under Armour anyways, just because of that. If you're just talking about basketball division, same thing. The basketball division at Nike is much bigger. They have like 4 signature athletes, whereas Under Armour only has 1. So, of course, they're going to make more money than them. It's stupid to think that they won't. Joshua Gonzalez says, should Richard Jefferson start? No, he's trash. I think that the starting lineup should be for the Cavs: Tristan Thompson, LeBron James, Iman Shumpert, who played very well on defense tonight, J.R. Smith, and Kyrie Irving. That should be the starting lineup, or at least the closing out of the game lineup, which I think it was tonight. Okay. Let's see here. Dexter 2 says, should UA get John Wall? Yeah, of course they should. But I think if it was meant to happen, it would have already happened already. I think the whole John Wall thing is interesting, to say the least. Okay, so Dan Paugen says, what do you think about bandwagon roasting of the Chef Curry too low? Unwarranted, stupid. No one bashed the white on white Curry or white on white Air Force Ones. I like this question. Asian Sneakers 08 says, Jaron, who is the Warriors' main defensive key besides Draymond? I think that would have to be Harrison Barnes. We know Iggy's going to do what Iggy does. Clay doesn't necessarily have to shut down Kyrie. But Barnes, if he contains Tristan Thompson on the boards defensively, that will be amazing for the Warriors. And it'd be very hard for the Cavs to win if that happens. Gary the B69 says, Jaron, do you think Thompson gets his own shoe? Do you mean Klay Thompson? Because yes, he already has his own shoe. Uncle Drew says, Jaron, how do you think Kevin Love needs to perform Thursday? He doesn't. The Cavs basically won this game without him. And so, wow, there's a lot of people in the stream. We might continue. Hopefully we get Chris on here. I'm asking him. But hold on, let me send Nightwing an invite. Didn't really watch the game, but it's just fun to have him on. But they don't need Kevin Love to win, as we saw tonight, and Game 3. They don't need him to win. So that's my thoughts on that. Kevin Soley says, Jaron, Iggy or LeBron, one-on-one, who wins? Come on, man. LeBron, easily. YTSAS 4738-8. What a name. Says, should Kevin Love get traded? Absolutely. He's being misused. And what he said about LeBron step over, he's gone. He's gone. Gone. Kevin Love is done. Even if they win a ring. The Game Central says, if you wasted your money on a Kevin Love jersey, you need help. Yeah, I think I would have to agree on that. If you're a Cavs fan, at least. If you're a Kevin Love fan, then no. Paul Val says Clay played some great D, but Kyrie was making incredible shots. Exactly. One time I said that great offense beats great defense any day of the week, and people got mad at that. Look, once you get the shot up, unless you block the shot, steal the shot, or force a 24-second violation, offense beats defense. Once you put the shot up, there's nothing the defense can do. Because if they do, that's called goaltending. So, yeah, I agree with your statement, Paul Val. After Bang says Kyrie versus Curry one-on-one, who would win? I think the world would just explode and we'd all be dead. That's what I think would happen. Same thing with the Jordan Kobe matchup. James 2134 is asking, does Kevin Love need to step up next game? I answered it earlier. They don't need him to win, as we saw in game 3 and tonight. Daniel Perez, who's LaFonda? I don't get it. I don't get your joke. Ruthless Bones is asking, Draymond, do you think that the Cavs need Dellavedova? No. They didn't need him tonight. He was actually played really bad tonight. Here's one. Burbacola says, Drawn, do you want KD on the Warriors by sacrificing Barnes? Me personally, I don't care. I'm a Laker fan. But yeah, it'd be, if you're asking, would I do that move, KD for Barnes? Yeah. 8 days out of the week, 27 hours of the day. Let's see here. Glenn Rook, Duran, who's better, Curry or James? Well, when you ask an open-ended question like that, you're just going to get mad at whatever answer I give. But in terms of what? Who had the better season? Steph Curry. Supreme Ali, no, I don't think Kevin Durant's considering coming to the Knicks. Sorry. I'm sorry. But you have Porzingis, who I think Porzingis is a problem. 7'3", right? He's like 7'3", right? You can't contest that shot. He's got great touch instincts. He's mentally tough. Holy shit. I don't swear a lot. And this is what I think about Kristaps Porzingis. This is what I think. I don't swear a lot, but this is what I think about Porzingis. I fucking think Porzingis is a goddamn problem. Porzingis is a beast. A beast. That's what I think about Porzingis. You understand? Porzingis is a problem. That's all I have to say about that. Glenn Rook, Jerron, Steph Curry did have a way better season. Yeah, I agree with you. Let's see here. Dan Paugin says, Jerron, top 3 skilled players in the league right now? I say Curry, Kyrie, and Durant. Skilled players in the league. I want to put Durant in there. I want to put Kyrie in there. I'd say Curry, LeBron, and skilled players. I don't know who I'd put third, but I know LeBron and Curry are the 2 most skilled guys in the league. They have so many skills. Ron Diaz, Drummond, do you think Golden State did not adjust their defense to LeBron James and Kyrie? It doesn't matter what adjustments they make. Kyrie and LeBron were going off. There's just sometimes the defense can only play so well. Alpha Q Silly says, Porzingis over Karl Anthony Towns? Hell no. I don't know where you got that from. No one said that. They're both great. But if you're asking me if I think Karl Anthony Towns is a problem, yes, he's a problem. But I think Porzingis is a more unique problem. We haven't seen a player like Porzingis, really. He's nuts. Porzingis is nuts. So, yeah. I like this question. Aviator 0807 says, who will be the first to win a ring? Chris Paul, Westbrook, or Rose? I think Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul gets, I don't know. After this Kyrie performance, kind of hard to trade him. I don't know. I want to see Chris Paul win a ring, though. Well, I would like to see Rose win a ring, though. But I think Chris Paul, yeah. Jimmy Gonzalez says Porzingis is Larry Bird. No, Porzingis is like Yao mixed with Dirk Nowitzki, which is like a 2K god. Porzingis is a 2K god already. Vin Tran, I was thinking about this. Jerron, what do you think about Paul George on the 2K17 cover? Weird. I don't get it. Just put Kobe, just put Curry, put LeBron. I don't get it. I really don't. Luke Myers is asking me who's on my Mount Rushmore. I did a live stream with Nightwing. It's on my channel right now. Go check it out. But we talked about who was on our Mount Rushmore. So yeah. Okay, guys, it's 11 o'clock. That pretty much takes care of the live stream. Once again, I want to appreciate, or I want to thank everyone who watched tonight. I appreciate you guys so much. It's been fun. All I've ever wanted to do was talk sports with all you guys, and you guys are giving me the opportunity to do so. So thank you guys for watching. Remember, there's going to be a giveaway on my channel. I showed what shoe I'm giving away in my last video, which was the Game 5 prediction, tonight's game's prediction. So if you want to know which shoe I'm planning on giving away, go check out that video. Yeah, thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this game and the next one. There'll probably be a live stream for game 6. Anyways, guys, catch you next one. Peace.